Hello, skateboarders. Welcome to TSM Live Show, Season 2, Episode 5. I'm your host, Tommie Zam. This episode, we're at Breakwater Brewery in Oceanside, California. We have industry talk with Joe Haldiman with Fit and Seal, interview with Neal Mims and Alec Beck, and we have interview with Ruesga from the movie Booksmart, future skater Brandon Buchko, and music by Dulaney and Company. You guys ready to get this shit started? In the news and events, this has been a tough year for the skateboard world. We already lost one legend already. We just lost two more legends. Our prayers and thoughts go out to Ben Ramers and Peace Bliss, friends and family. Tadashi Filters just dropped a commercial for their latest product, T-Handle. Let's check out the clip real quick. You can check it the full length on TrueSkateboardMag.com. Baker turned Tyson Pearson pro. Congratulations, homie. Red Bull dropped their latest series called Alter. First one up is T-Pud. Let's check out this edit real quick.
This is a bus stop, an ordinary bus stop. There's a bench, trash can, there's a sign, yeah, and that's about it. And here we have Tori Pudwell. Tori's a skateboarder. Well, I imagine Tori has waited at a bus stop before. To Tori, the bench is hardly for sitting. And this is Lizzie. She just got off work, was about to catch the bus to her friend's place. Yeah, have fun, Lizzie. I wonder what he's thinking. To Tori, this terribly uncomfortable steel backrest is a thing of slick, grindable wonder. Make love to me, baby. This is a place of hours upon hours of trial and error, mastery, blood, sweat, and tears. To Tori, this is a playground. The perfect spot for a frontside feeble. See what I'm saying? Fine location for this front side nose grind. Oh yeah, there it is. The badass bench for a backside Smith grind. Smooth as silk. And don't you forget the backside tail slide. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. A killer spot to kickflip frontside 50-50. Take it easy, Pudwell. So nice when he showed it twice. And a perfect home for his patented kickflip back Smith. And that's what we call perfect. It's not what that thing was intended for. This ain't a bus stop. It's a skate spot. Wait a minute, what do we got here? You're kidding me. What's happening here? Excuse me. Looks like the fun's over, Tori. You see a bench. Tori sees a world of possibilities.
Pal Peralta just turned Andy Anderson pro. Congratulations, homie. Bones Bearings dropped a commercial for Arthur Cordova. Let's peep it. Guess what? Louis Lopez finally found a home. Welcome to FA, Balmy. You. DC and Skate Mafia just held this shoe party and video party for Alexis Ramirez at Culture Brewery. Let's check out Mycah Williams' edit.
Snakes, rats, MacGyver. Now the circle's tighter, discernment even higher. Knowing how I'm going, they gon' know me as a fighter. Face need attention like it's wanna leave you thirsty. Waiting on the lights in the action like it's Thursday. Cali living where we steady sitting down like fuck the lemon, how we ready for the limelight. Fuck your dream, this is how you get your mind right. Get your mind right, get your mind right. Cali living where we steady sitting down like.
On June 27th to the 29th is the return of Red Bull Roller Coaster 2019 to Hell Ride. It's going to be held at Munich Olympia Park. Let's check out this trailer real quick.
Welcome to Munich, Germany, home to one of Europe's biggest action sports festivals, Munich Bash. The setting for a new concept in skateboard competition. It's the Red Bull roller coaster.
On September 14, 2019 is the OG Jam Series held at Chico Park. For more info, go to ogjamseries.com. We got invited again, don't know how, but we got invited to the Tilly's Golf Fundraiser event. Let's check out Mycah Williams' recap edit. What up, everybody? We're out here at Dia de los Tilly's 2019 Charity Golf Tournament, benefited by Tilly's Life Center. Make sure you wear your sunbum out here at the golf course. We're out here with Mark Appleyard. So you're a host
for I Dabble Video Magazine, yeah. It's fun. We had 2 showings and I went up there and said a couple things and it went well and I think everyone was stoked, man. We'd like to add some comedy in there and stuff. Just
cut! Done. Let's bring on Joe Haldiman from Fit and Seal. Woo! How you doing,
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for having me. Oh, it's going great. Thanks for having me.
So where'd you drive from?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
just
too
made it
bad.
in today?
Last night.
Oh, welcome to sunny, well, I can't say sunny San Diego.
I know, I got an RV, so I park right next to the water. It's perfect.
Oh, you're perfect, huh?
Yep.
So you're gonna camp out there and
Yep.
surf or what?
Maybe it's a little cold today, but maybe.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. It's only 68 degrees.
Hey, where's our sunshine today?
All right, well, you know, let's see, it's kind of gonna stop raining, hopefully. So.
I know, man. Definitely.
So tell me a little about you. What got you into skateboarding and all that stuff?
Well, I grew up on a skateboard.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard of the Kamikaze.
Yep, I remember
That
that.
was my first one.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. And then just throughout, that was my transportation as a teenager. Just hitting the parks up, skating ramps. We had an indoor skate park in one of the malls in Phoenix as a kid, and just basically it's a passion. As you get better and you get more tricks under your belt, and as you just feel more comfortable on the board, you become one with the board, and you know how it is.
Hell yeah, definitely.
It's your second feet,
I know, it's like glues to your feet, like,
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely.
And then what'd you do? Did you come were you sponsored, or did you or are you just kind of like this?
I call myself a recreational expert.
Okay. So what else do you do?
Long story short, 25 years as an electrician in the construction industry, right out of high school, and about 12 years ago, I started a company called Arizona Outdoor Fun.
Okay.
We do, we're a tourism company.
Yeah.
So we do the ATV tours and desert tours in Arizona.
What?
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. So about 4 years ago, I have 3 boys, 3 kids, small ones.
Yeah.
And man, I ended up with a whole drawer full of all these kids' cups, sippy cups they call them. And it'd take me 5 minutes to get each kid a drink because I got to find the cup, the lid.
The crying and
Oh,
everything.
I got to find the cup, the lid, the straw, and then I got to pour the drink in there.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got to start a company that I can just tap a bottle, and I started Fit and Seal. I mean, the company's about a year old now. We got a patent on the seal, and that's where we're at today.
Okay. And then did you do did you find investors for this, or what'd you do?
I use the Outdoor Fun Company to pay for it all.
Oh, God, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And then, so tell us a little about it. So you got some over
Yeah,
here.
so what I have here is, I can show you a couple of the products here, but, basically we have, a bunch of fins. This is one of our nipples. We got a sippy cup.
Okay.
I'm actually got some straws, sport straws. You got one of my sport caps right here.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
these
that.
these products, they all pop into any water bottle or any kind of plastic container.
Yeah.
So if you got any kind of plastic container, you're going to be able to take one of our sizes. You got the small mouth or the large mouth, and you can just basically pop this right in here, and have yourself a straw, and it's going to not leak any water. It's going to fit. As you can see, you have one in yours right there.
Right here, definitely.
And I mean, it's such a time saver. It's a hassle-free. If you're in the any kind of sports or anything, you can grab one of this, grab this out of the fridge, and put this in your bicycle or go on a hike or go skate. And it's just a lot. It's a big time saver.
How's it sealed? Does it seal does it silk good? Like you can put it in like a little
right.
container,
It's
stuff like that?
basically it seals every commercial container there is. So, if here's a Voss bottle, you can give your kid a nipple with some Voss in it, and you can just see you shake it around, and you can see the fins just kind of pop out, and hand the kid the bottle.
I might have to use that for a beer.
I'm
man.
just saying.
A beer bottle. You should do like a beer can with a little sippy on it.
I'm telling you, like here's like a double shot coffee.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
I hate to say give your kid a double shot, but if you wanted to, you can just pop this right in there.
If you want to keep on running or
Absolutely.
crazy.
And
what's this one?
So we are getting it. So many people are becoming a green. They want to recycle, reuse.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the product. Hey, take this great bottle and make your own spray potion with it, or get the big economy bottle of Windex and reuse one of these, and you can just pop this in here, and now you're going to be able to spray your own cleaner, and you not have to. You can be a green guy.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we have such a problem with plastic in this world. Why not reuse these and recycle as much as we can?
And then where can people get these at?
So we are right now currently selling these online on our website.
Okay.
And we're going to actually try to get these retail.
Really?
That's where we're taking the company.
Dude, that's
we're,
awesome.
We're really trying to get them, in all the stores and in as many places as possible. Amazon.
Yeah. And how long your business been going?
So we started the business 1 year ago.
Congratulations.
Yep. And the patent I started 4 years ago. So we just got patented this year. So we figured we start the company now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What was the old patent look like?
So the whole patent?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me about this one.
We started, years ago. Like we were like, what's this? Puncture the bottle. So we got a patent to puncturing the bottle, and that didn't work because, who wants to stab the side of the bottle like a Capri Sun?
Yeah.
So we figured out a better way.
Because I like this one better. Because I mean, that way you can just take it out.
Absolutely.
And you just put it in just real quick.
They're all BPA free, dishwasher safe. You just want to shake it as you get it in there. Just go ahead and shake the top of it so it all spreads out. Yep.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
Dude. So you see that, guys, right here. Right here. Grab one of these.
Fit and Seal.
Fit and Seal right here, man.
Fitandseal.com.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get that back in there
Yeah,
for you.
there you go.
Shake it a little bit. Dude, that's awesome. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's such a time saver, and we're so hoping to get the product out there.
Definitely. Well, what you should try to do is, talk to some skaters and surfers and try to BMXers. Get them
I'm telling you, I mean, Gatorade right here, Gatorade and a sippy cup. All the kids want one, right?
Definitely. And so what's the future you plan on doing with this?
So basically the future is I really want to get it in all the countries in the world. I mean, since I have I did spend the money to get a patent internationally and the U.S.
Yeah.
So with that patent, I'm just using all my hard-earned money to take us to the next level. Just trying to follow the American dream.
So definitely, since Olympics coming up in 2020 for skateboarding and surfing, I mean that's something that'd be good to get into. That,
I mean, we can get these into the cycling companies, the hiking. There's so many industries, and anyone who just wants to not spill and not worry about putting the cap on and off can grab one of these.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great idea, dude. Well, cool, Joe. I wish you the best luck in your business.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Definitely, man. Remember, guys, fitandseal.com. Grab one of these. Woo.
Hell yeah.
You ready to check out, coming up next is future Brandon Buchko. You ready to check him out?
Oh, yeah, man. I've watched that guy.
All right, well, coming up is Brandon Buchko.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Definitely. Kill it, dude. Definitely. What up, Brandon?
What's up, boss? How
Welcome
are
on the show, dude.
Thank you so much.
How you doing, dude?
Doing good, feeling good.
So, you came here from where?
So I actually landed last night from Wisconsin.
Holy shit.
Sister got married, so we did her wedding real quick, and then flew in last night and drove down this morning, and
Dude,
here
you're
we
a
are.
fucking roadkill, man.
Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Well, let's get on this interview, man. So, what got you into skateboarding? Tell us a little about you.
So I grew up playing those domestic sports, baseball and football and whatever,
Yeah.
and then I'd just be standing in the outfield thinking about skateboarding and doing something more fun and exciting. And 10th birthday, Mom got me a World Industries complete, and then it was kind of a wrap from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who inspired you more into skateboarding?
So I definitely Nyjah was just coming out super hot when I got my
was
skateboard.
on Element? Or?
Yeah, right. His first Element part, and he still had dreads
Oh,
down
okay.
to
When
his
he was
knees.
young,
And,
that's what I was trying to picture. Which?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I watched a lot of his stuff, and then the Tony Hawk Project 8 video game came out. So I was still watching Dustin Dolan's later clips and kind of grew up on that stuff. But my influences were always far away because the Midwest doesn't really have.
Because you're from Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Born and raised. What part?
Janesville, so
Okay.
southern.
So my good homie T-Bone and
Tyrone,
all those
I know
guys
all
from
those guys.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, the
Brian
OGs.
Emmers. I can tell you crazy stories about Brian Emmers. He's from there too and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a sick place to be from, but right now this is definitely a good spot.
It's cold as shit up there.
It's freezing, dude, and like I said, I think I brought the rain with me.
I'm blaming you on this one, dude.
That's all my fault,
And so back to the skateboard thing. So you grew up watching Nyjah Houston, that era, Element era when he had the big long dreads and stuff, and then that's what got
So
you
then
more?
as I got a little older, I was kind of teaching kids at the local park how to skate. Nothing too serious, and then a kid's mom approached me and was talking about how she sends her son to Woodward, and she's kind of getting the same experience through me, so maybe I'd have an interest in working out there, and then through a few references and a couple applications, I ended up out at Woodward, and then I did camp for 4 summers in a row.
Holy,
long,
PA or what?
Yeah, out
okay.
east.
I was about to say, damn, that's a long ass flight, dude.
Yeah, no, out east. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Definitely the most fun for sure.
I'm jealous. I always wanted to go when I was young, and I never did.
Definitely got to check it out. Yeah, I couldn't afford it when I was younger, but then you get older, and hey, we'll pay you to come work, So did that whole deal, and then the third or fourth summer I was out there, I was skating a small contest series in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It was 7 stops. And somehow I ended up winning that, and they offered me to come out here and film for 2 or 3 days. So I posted that on social media, and a buddy had reached out and said, hey, I have a room opening up at my house, and I can't guarantee you a job or whatever, but rent's cheap, and you just get a one-way ticket.
And this is in LA, right?
Yeah, this is now in Koreatown.
Okay.
So I asked my dad, I was like, hey, can I go out to California? And he's like, what the hell are you asking me for? So, okay, never mind. I'm going to California.
I'm out of here. Peace,
Yeah,
dude.
so that was in August. That'll be 2 years ago that I made.
Wow,
made
congratulations,
the move.
dude.
Thank you so much.
Fuck
yeah,
welcome to California, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it so far. So good.
And who's your sponsors now?
So Ethic Worldwide is the streetwear brand.
Hell yeah. They're based out of New York, right?
Yep, they're out of New York. Big East Coast vibe. They started hooking me up with clothes, and then they took me out to Agenda in Long Beach.
Okay.
And I met the guys over at Techni Skateboards. So then we kind of slowly built a relationship, and then they started sending me some boards and stuff, and then, yeah.
Do you know Damon Hall from
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
just ran into him the other night downtown.
Yeah, he's a good homie of mine from back in Florida.
Oh, sick.
So
Yeah.
that's why I saw Ethic. I was like, oh yeah, Damon writes for that.
Yeah,
dude. Hell
Damon's the man for sure. But yeah, so that whole thing kind of played out, and then just kind of running with
Any
it from
shop
there.
sponsors or anything? Or?
Nothing too serious. I fuck with Brooklyn Projects pretty heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
Those dudes are all good over there.
They're super awesome, dude.
Yeah, so I like stopping in and visiting them and skating the ramp, but I don't have a shop sponsor or anything like that.
Okay. And so you moved from Wisconsin to LA.
Yeah.
And so coming from like a whole different like climate to like sunny LA,
Yeah.
and like how did it feel to you? Like what is it like?
It's like still super surreal, you know, because you bump into people and you like meet homies, and then you end up at the barracks, and like we're skating these places. It's way different, you know. The skating's way different. Like 7-year-old kids are ready for the next level, you know.
Yeah, they're jumping down like 20-stair rails.
Exactly.
Like, you know.
So, but this is definitely the place to be then, because you know, if you're doing something, this is where I feel like everyone's trying to do their thing. So if you can do it good here, I'd say you're pretty decent.
So what do you prefer more, skate, pool or street?
Definitely street. My favorite thing to skate is rails.
Okay.
It has been for a long time. I think that's where a lot of the Nyjah influence. He was like, I was like, this kid's like a few years older than me, and he's jumping down these huge rails. It just looked like the most fun, and it seemed like a little easier way to get down the stairs.
Yeah. And what's the craziest trick you did down a set of rail?
Maybe like a switch 270 front blunt, or
Hold on, what? 270? What? Switch 270 front
yeah,
blunt?
I usually only do it to front board, but we got into it a couple times on accident in the front blunt. Or like
hold on, you're going. What?
We did that short little video.
Okay, so it's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's to the front board.
Ooh.
As far as like the streets go, it'd probably be switch 270 front board, or like maybe I don't know, something nollie. Switch crook.
Damn.
We did there was a rail out in North Carolina. A lot of dudes skate. It's like some fat square rail.
Yeah.
Ended up working out.
Dude, that's sick, dude.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's sick. And then, do you consider yourself more like core skater, or are you more like a competition skater, or you're both?
I'm really trying to like meet in the middle and walk that line, because I respect competition skating like as a whole, but I feel like when you dive too deep into it or too focused on certain aspects, you kind of drift away from how we started this whole thing and like why we're skating, you know? Skateboarding is hard to judge. Style is a huge part. I mean, everyone can do one trick, and 3 guys will do it all different ways.
Yeah.
So definitely back competition skating. I just don't think it's the only thing out there, you know.
And what do you prefer? What do you listen to when you skate? When you're jumping down those set of stairs, or is it like Metallica? Is it like some gnarly ass AC/DC?
I like listening to. I kind of like some heavier like hip hop, but
okay, hip hop. See, I didn't picture you as a hip hop guy.
Yeah, I love hip hop and rap. Dude, like if we're really trying to get it, we gotta listen to like Big L or like
Big L, rest in peace, baby.
Yeah, he's the man. I used to listen to some of Eminem's older stuff, and then when I was like really coming up at the indoor parks, like listening to a lot of music, they played like all the Carter, like all Lil Wayne stuff. But dude, jam session at a contest, Metallica, Slayer, whatever you want to.
Is that what you throw in it?
Yeah.
So that way you get your energy going.
In case you gotta, lower a shoulder or whatever,
Have you skated Tampa Am yet?
I haven't. I went one year. I had like one of those is like questionable like alternate spots depending on who shows up, and I didn't make the cut to be able to skate it, but we hung out for the weekend and got to know some people. So I think hopefully this next one.
Yeah, well, Zitzer, Schaefer, right here, man. Tampa Am, gotta get them in there. I know they're gonna tell you gotta skate damn Am. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm definitely. So October 12th, I actually broke my fibula.
Oh shit! How'd you do that, dude?
We were at the barracks. We were filming like a little Instagram video, just like kind of fucking around a little bit. Yeah. And I just tried to switch front Smith in the back.
Yeah.
And a couple of my buddies were there, like filming. I did switch front lip like 4 or 5 times in a row, and then tried it. And the second or third try, back truck kind of slipped off and like just went inside my ankle and went over it.
Damn.
And then it ended up taking a little longer to heal because the way that my ankle turned out, it twisted before it broke.
Damn.
So instead of healing back this way, it kind of, you know, had to do its thing.
Damn, that sucks, dude.
So that was in October. So I've been back skating for like a little over a month now.
Well, just take it easy.
Yeah, trying to
Just take it easy.
ease back into it.
Just let your girl give you a nice little foot massage when it hurts, you know.
Yeah.
Like, baby, my foot hurts. Just give me a massage.
Yeah,
You know? She yells at you, go take the trash out. Like, oh, dude, my foot. I can't do it. Dude. I can't do it, man. I'm sorry, man. You know.
Yeah.
So what's your day in life like?
So now I get up, I go down to this coffee shop down the street from my house. It's Alibi Coffee Roastery. Some super cool dudes over there. Roast coffee, you know, make some espressos in the morning.
They do the nitro coffee too, or what?
No, they do a good cold brew though over there.
Oh, cold brew.
Yeah.
I haven't tried the cold brew yet. I'm not into the nitro
Come
yet.
see
I haven't
me.
tried it.
Come see me.
Come see it?
I'll
You
be
work
over
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do that like early in the morning, and then like noon till like 5 or 6. Gotta get my like little ankle workout in, and then, you know, hit a skate park. And I think for the next month or so, I'm gonna like kind of hold back from the streets.
Yeah.
Just
and more focus on a little more concrete.
Just stay in the park. Just try to get all the feeling back and like get it strong and make sure it's ready to go for when I'm ready to go.
And what's your how you feel about the Olympics?
The Olympics, I back it a lot. I love the support and the fact that we're getting it out there.
Yeah.
But it's so hard for us to narrow down like judging and scoring and like what's in and what's not. Like I'm not sure. I don't know if Vert is in.
I don't think Vert's. I don't know if Vert's in.
Right. See, like in my opinion, that's like a great
Olympic. That would be good to see.
It's a great Olympic like judging platform because those guys all have style and big airs and stuff. But I feel like it's just as, you know.
Well, I think Street's in it, definitely. And
Street's in it.
That's going to be cool, but I mean, still, I'd rather see Vert.
Yeah, I want to see, I think they should both be in there. I mean, they're both huge parts of skating.
Well, maybe they're just trying Street, and then eventually going to do Vert.
See how it does,
see how it does first and stuff
For
like
sure.
that. So you just gave us a video. Tell us about it.
Oh, so the video I just gave you was, it was something in the works. Me and my buddy John, he's a young bull from Pennsylvania. He's doing great right now. He's filming. So he was helping me out with that, and then I broke my ankle. So we kind of were trying to see what the process was going to be like. We didn't know if they were going to throw screws in my ankle and then, you know, send me back out in a couple months or whatever. So once we got the word it was going to be like 5-6 month injury, we kind of just wrapped up the footage we had and threw it up on YouTube and just trying to get to the next one now.
Oh, cool. Are you ready to check this out?
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys. Let's check out your video. Cool, cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Brian.
Thanks, boss.
Hell yeah, you killed it,
Thank
man.
you
Take
so
care of
much.
that ankle, man. Definitely.
Got it, boss.
Hell yeah, dude. Definitely.
See you soon.
Ah, let's welcome Neal Mims. How you doing,
Yeah, good.
Hell yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
I think the last time I saw you, I remember was Second's Foundation.
Yeah, maybe. I think I've seen you maybe a few times in between, but
I
you
don't
know.
remember. I might have been too much curiosity.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
knows,
yeah.
dude?
That's how
So
it
what have
goes.
you been up to?
Oh man, just traveling quite a bit, and yeah, I've been going back and forth to China
Okay.
a few times recently, and going back again in like another week. So yeah, I've just been bouncing around a lot, skating when I can, just working a lot, taking care of the new baby. So
Congratulations on the new baby.
Thank
dude.
you. Life
What's
is
the name?
good. Maven Sparrow.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's gonna take up Daddy's footsteps.
Who knows? We'll see how she does. what she takes to. Honestly, man, I hope she gets into maybe some golf or something that's a little more gentle on the body.
Exactly. Or maybe tennis a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Whatever she wants to do, man, it's up to her.
Well, let's get into this interview.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you grew up in Jacksonville. What was it like?
Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida, man. There's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot of good skate spots that were really rough and challenging to skate, and I think it helped shape the skater that I ended up becoming, over the years, and being able to skate a little bit of everything. Kona Skate Park was there. So, there's big concrete bowls and backyard pools and vert ramps, and, grew up around a bunch of beer drinking, old school skateboarders. So
Florida style.
Yeah. So, it's cool, man. It's my hometown. I love it, but I'm thankful that I got out of there and was able to create a life somewhere else,
And how was this hanging out, skating with Clyde Singleton and Kane Gale and all those guys?
Yeah, man. It's Clyde, dude. Clyde was always, loud, obnoxious, but awesome. Always, talking shit and skating really well, though, know. So Kane was like my childhood inspiration. We were like brothers, man. He took me under his wing, and actually, we helped push each other to skate new spots and jump down rails and stairs and gaps. And Kane was a huge part of my skateboarding as well, and Clyde was a part of it. There's quite a few guys, and Cairo was there too. And
I forgot.
there's Brian Childers, rest in peace. And man, there's quite a Mike Peterson.
Mike Peterson. Oh yeah, can't forget about him.
Can't forget Peter Dog. So
no,
I had a good group of guys to grow up skating with, man. So it was awesome, man. It's just hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
I mean, I grew up in Pensacola, Florida, so you know that.
Yeah.
I grew up with like Scott Stanton, Markovich,
Yeah,
Pete
yeah.
Kelly, all those guys.
Yeah.
And Pete Kelly was like took me under their wings when I was skateboarding,
Yeah.
started skateboarding, and got me out and about and stuff.
That's
like
cool.
That. So
Good, good.
I know the Florida heat, dude.
Yeah.
Big old roaches that fly at you and and mosquitoes.
I think it builds character, though. Growing up in that kind of environment, and then you come out to a place like California, and it's perfect weather, perfect spots.
Got nice concrete, no rough roads.
Yeah,
nothing.
it makes life a little easier. You're like, oh shit, I just thought it was normal
So
to be.
when did you come out to California?
About 25 years ago, maybe a little more. My first time to California, I hopped on a Greyhound bus right out of high school, and I was 17 years old. Came out here to San Diego. Kane Gale picked me up from the bus station with Ted Newsom and Jeremy Ray.
Oh shit!
And I was like this little kid, like, oh shit, Jeremy Ray, really? It's like
Did you
I knew
fan out a
Kane,
little
so I didn't fan out on Kane, even though he was making his way here. But I was like, this is Jeremy Ray. So anyway, it was cool, man. We Jeremy Ray was filming for Secondhand Smoke at the time.
Oh shit!
And I saw some of that stuff that was in Secondhand Smoke live that day. So they picked me up from the bus station, and he went on a filming mission, and that was my first experience in California. I was like, damn.
They're like, hey, welcome to California. Hey, you're gonna go skate with Jeremy Ray.
Exactly. So it was awesome, man. So yeah, and then I went back and forth a few times. It was hard to make it out here being so young. The first place I stayed was at Chris Markovich's house with Kane, and kind of
Ricky B-Bomb, you probably met Ricky.
kind of was just exactly. Ricky Beatonbaugh was there, and kind of was just a crazy little teenager drinking a lot of beer, and I think pissed off a few people, and then kind of went back to Florida for a little bit and grew up a little, and then tried it again. So
that's how I did it too. I mean, back and forth.
Yeah,
I came
yeah,
out
yeah.
here in '94. It was like party, and then I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go back to Florida, and then come back again. Oh wait, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I know what you mean by that.
And it takes a while to get settled, to adapt and acclimate to how things work out here. It's different. It's a different way of life.
It's a good break you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You get caught up in this scene or that scene.
Yeah.
Or, if you come out here with a mindset like, oh, I'm gonna come out here and skate, but then you get caught up in a whole different scene.
Yeah,
You're like,
dude.
whoa, shit, dude. I gotta get set back and get my feet back in normal.
Yeah.
And then you wrote for companies like XYZ, Platinum. How did that all work?
Yeah. So I met this first time I came out. I met Danny Way briefly. Then the second time I came out is when I'd already met Tommy Cadill and those guys from XYZ along with Danny Way, and I knew then you know, that I needed to skate a little harder and take it a little more serious. So I started like shooting photos with Dave Swift, got a little bit of recognition, and Danny started noticing, and Danny and I started hanging out, and then Danny, you know, and Tommie wanted me on XYZ, and forever grateful for that. That kind of helped blossom my whole skate career from there on out, and yeah, man, it was a good crew to be a part of, and it was fun times back then, man. It was just skate.
Any crazy stories or anything?
Oh yeah, but man, we might be here for like eight or 9 hours.
One crazy story. So the most memorable story that you have with you and Danny Way and the whole crew. Dude, that was a lot, right?
Yeah. Man, put me on the spot. There's so many of them. I think maybe Danny Way's story. I think this was after like XYZ Platinum. Was like going out to Point X with Danny and you know, seeing him skate that big mega ramp or whatever. It was kind of gnarly in the sense where, you know, you'd go out there with an idea or whatever, and then we'd get out there and he'd do something completely different and blows people's mind. And I ended up getting chicken pox out there, and it was Jake Brown, Sean Sheffy, myself, and Danny, and we stayed out there for a couple days, and we were all partying, getting crazy, and letting loose. And yeah, I just remember getting chicken pox from one of those missions. So yeah, I don't know, that kind of sticks in my head. But you probably were looking for a little more, like maybe some crazy party stories. But
no, chickenpox was more crazy.
Yeah. I was like, I was a little older, so it almost, I felt like I wanted to die for a few days, literally. It was probably one out of all the injuries I've had skating, chickenpox was the worst, and yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
I remember chickenpox when I was a little, so I don't even remember that thing.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, man, it was just a good crew to be a part of back then, and we had a good time. You know, speaking of Platinum, Toss Pappas was around and Ben Pappas were around, so yeah. That's when the parties and the stories got a little more crazy. So I could touch on that a little bit. Tuss was a loose cannon in many ways, and him and I always butted heads because I was as well. I was partying, and him and I always went at each other, but we never really fought. But we didn't like each other when we were drinking. You know, nowadays we're cool. You know, a lot of things have happened. We've grown up, but yeah. Being around Tuss and some of those guys was a little wild.
Well, built you who you are now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely did. And then so you left that Platinum and all that, and so did you start doing World Industries after that, right? Or when did that come along?
Yeah. So Kane was already skating for Dwindle companies up there. He was skating for the A team at the time, and so he was in with Rodney Mullen. And John, I was living with John Holland at the time, and John made me a sponsor me tape, and I was skating a lot of rails at the time. And Kane said, you know, I was kind of looking for a sponsor because Platinum wasn't doing so well. The Plan B thing kind of was starting to fall apart. And so Kane was like, hey, I'm going to take your sponsor me tape to Rodney Mullen. And I'm all, dude, they don't. I was like, it's Rodney. I was like, no, they're not going to like. He's like, trust me. He's like, Rodney will be stoked. And he goes, if not, oh well, at least you tried. And I'm like, all right. So he takes it up there. And I'm like, all just like a little kid nervous. And I didn't go up there with him, you know. So John Holland picked up the phone one day. And it was Rodney Mullen on the phone calling for me. Yeah. And John thought it was a prank call too at first. And then he was like, hey, Neal, Rodney Mullen's on the phone for you. And I was all, I started laughing like, yeah, right, dude. No, Rodney Mullen's not calling me. You know, it was like a little childhood hero thing right there. I was like, there's no way. And sure enough, I get on the phone and it's Rodney, you know, and his awesome like goofy voice and yeah, he invited me to come up there, man. I was like, holy shit, you know, Rodney Mullen called me, and yeah, he was stoked on the sponsor me tape, so I went up there, and Kane introduced me, and they told me to go on a shopping spree. They loaded me up with about $5,000 worth of product, dude. It was insane, dude. It was
so you just raided a warehouse.
Yeah, but they told me to, because I was like being all careful. I was like, oh, can I grab this? They said, whatever you want, and I got 2 shopping carts full of stuff, just loading it up. So yeah. So Rodney Mullen told Shrugi. Shrugi was the team manager at the time. He said, put him on a strong flow. Yeah. And and then I just kept doing stuff, and Rodney was stoked, and that's who ended up turning me pro. Him and Day One wanted me on the team, and then they created DECA.
I remember that.
And then they pulled me over to DECA with those guys.
How was this game with Day One?
Oh, dude, Day One's the best, man. Not only is he one of the best skateboarders, he's just an awesome human being, and I'm thankful for having that dude, you know, part of my skate career, and traveling with him, seeing him skate
He's amazing.
in person. Yeah, he's so humble, man. He's just insane. And we were in Australia doing a demo tour with Black Label versus Decca, and
I remember that one.
he's real picky about his bushings, so he couldn't find the right bushings, and skated a whole demo without his bushings in his trucks. And his trucks were just flopping, but he actually was still doing stuff, dude. So I love that story about Davon. That's a true story, and it was insane.
Yeah, I rode his trucks. Actually, stood on his board once.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do tricks. He's like, oh, just try to do a kickflip.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can't do that. Dude.
His balance is phenomenal, man. It's incredible.
Definitely insane. So all that happened. So Decca, all that happened, and then you kind of slid off the pro thing a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I started, you know, it was unintentional, but alcoholism and drug addiction started taking a hold of my life pretty heavily, you know, through that process.
Yeah.
And that's when things started to derail. I started making really poor decisions, and I started just drinking more and more heavily by the day. And I didn't realize it, but people were, you know, hearing stories and getting bummed. And Rodney, you know, everyone tried to talk to me and tried to, you know, calm me down, so to speak, and give me some direction. And I just, at the time, I wasn't hearing it. Yeah. And then I just ended up becoming, you know, sponsors started dwindling one by one, and I had the I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna be all right. And sure enough, dude, I just ended up, you know, being a drunken mess, and without any sponsors, no money coming in. And you know, Danny was the one that, you know, was like, hey, he helped pay my last month's rent at the apartment I was at.
That's awesome.
And told me to move into the private skate park over at the DC ramp.
You're like, yes.
Yeah, and I was stoked, but the idea was like, hey, move in here, get your shit together, and get back on track. And I just got worse.
Oh, man.
And just
well,
like,
hey, at least you got to skate the park.
Yeah, I had my cats there, but I was like, you know, I'm used to traveling the world. I'd gotten the cover of, you know, Transworld and Big Brother magazine.
You had on a video part too, right?
Yeah, and it's like all this stuff was happening, and then here I am living behind a ramp with my cats, and although it was a cool place, I was still like so miserable. You know, it's just the alcoholism, man. It was eating me alive, and I was just, I hated where it ended up and hated where my life was going.
And when did you make that change? How'd you make that?
Man, I got to a point where, like I said, I was at a point where I wanted to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And, you know, life, I had a daughter, an older daughter back in Florida. It started really weighing on me, and thinking about her and just being like, hey, you know, it's, you know, there's a lot of people that care about me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was too much of a puss to kill myself.
Yeah.
But I knew, I was like, hey, maybe I should try something new, you know? Try a different way of life. Maybe this will work.
Yeah.
But I ended up like homeless, and you know, people would let me stay once in a while, but I was just miserable, man. And I had this came over me one night in 2007, and I just I felt this energy, so to speak, where it's like, I just don't want to live like this anymore. I was depressed, I was sad, I asked a friend for help. I'd never asked anybody for help. I was willing to go to rehab, ended up not having to go there, and I set my sobriety date about 2 weeks before I sobered up, dude.
Really?
And it's been my sobriety date ever since, May 1st, 2007.
And how long?
So a little over 12 years now.
Congratulations.
So, yeah,
I'm
dude.
so proud of you, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
And then you're doing great. I mean, you have a family.
Yeah.
You're married. You have a baby.
Yeah.
And then you started a couple businesses too. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about these businesses. That
Yeah. So I found a liking for teaching kids when I was making my way through skateboarding. I taught some summer camps, and I found joy in that, you know, helping kids learn how to skate. And so that was always in the back of my head. And so when I sobered up, I just wanted to get around skateboarding again. I had a couple of like driving jobs, and like drove a yellow taxi for a little bit, and which there's nothing wrong with those jobs, you know. It's all good.
You're
and
making money, dude.
I drove a street sweeper, cleaning some of the skate
serious?
spots down at UCSD. Yeah, so you know, I had some random jobs, and I was just trying to figure it out, and I did pest control.
Okay.
And that's when I found out I didn't like killing creatures or animals so much. So I wanted to be around skateboarding, so I asked Chad Foreman and those guys over at Black Box if I could get a job in the warehouse, and started packing boxes with kids back there. And that's when I came up with the idea to start. I was like, hey, I wonder if skate lessons are a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I asked one of the kids there, and he was like, yeah, man, I made some money doing skate lessons. And I was
you're
like
this.
yeah. I was like, shit, okay, you know, because I love skateboarding. I have some cool photos from my skate career, so I had a friend make up a goofy ass flyer. I call it goofy, but it actually ended up spawning into a full-fledged business working with kids. It was skate lessons with a pro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why I call it goofy, but I put myself out there and it ended up working. I put them at McGill Skate Shop.
Yeah.
Those guys have always been supportive, you know, be putting flyers in there. So, yeah, man, it just started. I did one lesson, then they told somebody else, then the trickle effect started happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
and I see now, since you've done that, there's more people now. You started something, now everybody else is
yeah, you know, and I think,
pretty rad,
yeah, thank you. I don't think I was the pioneer of, you know, doing skate lessons. They were already out there.
Yeah.
But no, I think it helped maybe inspire some others to do it for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I created the, you know, I kind of helped, not created, but pioneered the first like real experience of having a travel camp. Whereas, like, you know, take the kids from park to park, take them to these private parks.
Yeah, I remember that because you did the barracks, you did like different little spots.
Yeah, we bounce around.
Yeah.
So fortunately, you know, we'd go to B-Bowls. I knew all these skate pros from my career,
Yeah.
and so I asked them for favors, like, hey, can I bring a group of kids, come hang out and skate? And they were all for it, man. So doing something positive for the kids in the community, and ended up working out for a long time.
And you started, or you're part of this mobile app thing about teaching, or what?
Yeah, Stomp Sessions. Yeah, I was helping them out for a while. They're doing, they're still out there doing well.
Okay.
I ended up partnering a little bit with them. I still have some shares in the company, so you know, it's all good. We left on good terms. It just I had some stuff coming up. We're working with China in the Olympics, and
hold on. China Olympics? You got to tell me
did
about
I
this.
say Olympics?
Yeah, Olympics. Tell me about this, dude. Olympics, man. I always ask the guests that come on here about the Olympics. What's your feeling about Olympics?
I think there's so many positive things about it. You know, there's a lot of people that say fuck the Olympics out there. You know, skateboarding's always going to have that core side. And I've been open-minded to all aspects of skating because realistically, we're here to grow skateboarding, not to suppress it, right?
Yeah.
And so what the Olympics is doing is opening up those avenues of kids that would have never got introduced to skateboarding.
Yeah.
They're getting introduced to skateboarding now on a whole different level. So really, in a lot of ways, it's, in my opinion, is it's growing skateboarding in countries that would have never ever got to experience skateboarding. And all we want is the whole world to skateboard. That's how I feel. I was like, I want everybody to experience skateboarding, you know. So, you know, I get the core side of skating. I understand that because that's how I grew up and was raised. But I also understand that there's a place for the Olympics as well.
Competition.
Yeah, a little competition doesn't hurt anybody. You know, kids can thrive off of that.
Yeah.
Some people thrive off of competition more than just like doing it for fun.
Do you think it's going to separate skateboarding a little bit? Like you got your core and then you got your competition?
It's already done that.
It's
already.
But you think it's going to be more like that?
No, I think people are starting to take more to the competitive side of skateboarding, more so than not. You know, it's like there's always going to be your core guys out there that just say, you know, fuck the Olympics, fuck competition. Even, you know, there's core guys that are like Vans Park Series, you know, or any of that stuff. I think it's just good for skateboarding. Why make rules for something that has no rules? And that's what I feel like some of the core side of skateboarding does, is like they're making all these rules for something that shouldn't have rules. It's like, let's just keep it for everybody, man. Let's share the love of it. And whether you don't like this side of it or not that side of it, just be open-minded to it.
No, I agree.
That's my view on it.
And then what are you doing in China?
I'm working with some kids over there. So my whole skate program kind of led me into it opened up the door to be able to go over there and work with the Chinese national team.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's hard. It's not easy because some of these kids are kind of being, you know, made to skate.
Yeah.
So it's a different.
Different than here.
Yeah, it's different than, you know, myself even. You know, I always wanted to skate, and I still want to skate.
But these guys, these are getting like forced.
Yeah, they're kind of forced into it, you know. But with that comes some of the kids, the small percentage, are starting to enjoy it and create that passion for it, you know. There's three things I found you can't teach with skateboarding, and that's style, determination, and passion. That kind of comes from within. And so, you know, kids have to create, that kind of has to be created by their own experience, you know. And not everybody's determined, and not everybody has good style.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, and not
we
everybody has passion.
We know. We see many people.
Yeah. You see amazing skateboarders, and you're like, he's rad, but you know, you're kind of not as exciting to watch as others, you know.
Definitely. Anything new coming up for you?
Going back to China, yeah, I actually have these judging jobs that I do now. I judge some of the X Games, judging X Games Minneapolis this year again, which is cool.
Oh, yeah. Alfonso going to come with you?
Yeah, Alfa's going on the one. I'm not sure if he's going to be in Minneapolis, but he is coming to Shanghai. So we're going back to Shanghai in like a week and a half.
Over there, huh?
So yeah, me, Alfonso, Garrett Hill, Lincoln Ueda.
Okay.
Yeah. So good group of guys. So yeah, those are cool jobs that kind of still keep me involved around, you know, the pro scene a little bit, and kind of I get to watch amazing skating and then get to use my judgment against it, I guess. So I got to be that guy sometimes, but it's all good, man. I'm thankful, man. Skateboarding has taken me all over the world, and it's been amazing to me, man. It hadn't been easy.
Yeah,
but it's been really fun.
I know, and you know, and I'm proud of you. I mean, you've done so much in skateboarding. You come from here, there, and then what you are now, a strong person. That's amazing, dude.
Thank you.
So much love for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
thanks for coming
that.
on the show.
Dude, so stoked to be here.
And you ready to check out Dulaney and Company?
Yeah, man. Oh, those guys are good. I saw them play before at the Belly Up, dude.
All right, well, they're coming up in a few minutes.
You're in for a good show.
Thanks for coming, homie.
Right
Thank
on.
you, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell me which way the wind will blow.
Wind will blow.
Will it blow me right out of this town? Whoa, whoa. Take me someplace nice and slow, where I can keep both feet on the ground. Whoa. Tell me, when will the rain fall?
Rain will fall.
Will it wash away the pain? Whoa, whoa. 'Cause I've been driving all night long, long. Can't seem to find my way. I've been to the bottom, but I've made it out. Now I'm on a mountaintop and I'm looking down. Wishing where we'll never be found, Lord. Tell me, when will the fog clear?
Fog will clear.
I've been blinded for too long, whoa, whoa. But I can finally see clear, Lord. It's time to be moving on. I've been to the bottom, but I've made it out. Now I'm on a mountaintop and I'm looking down. Where we'll never be found,
We'll never be found. We'll never be found. We'll never be found.
Let's bring on Alec Beck. How you doing, dude?
How are you, dude? Good. How are you?
So you skate down here or what?
A little bit of skating today.
I see a little bit of sweat on you, man.
Yeah.
How you been,
Good,
dude?
man. How about yourself? It's great to see you.
You doing good? You got married?
Dude, it's been a real busy but wonderful year. Got married, bought a house, put out a part, skating a lot, working a lot.
Hell yeah,
How
dude.
about yourself? Everything good?
Just hustling this life in San
I
Diego.
can tell, man. You're doing it.
Hell yeah. This is Elwood, by
What's
the way.
up, Elwood?
He's
How are
you? He's my guard, my security guard over here. You know,
Sweetheart.
He's making sure that you're good.
That's good. Yeah, you got to have the right people and animals around you.
Oh
you know?
yeah. Well, let's get into this interview, dude.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about you. Where did you grow up? Where did you start skateboarding and all that
So
stuff?
I was born in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
And lived there until I was about 10 and discovered skate. Actually, my grandparents lived right up the street in Oceanside, and so I came out to Oceanside to go to surf camp and stay with my grandparents when I was about 10. Really wanted to surf, looking at the trannies on the waves, like I want to do that. This is before I found skateboarding.
Yeah.
And I failed the swim test. So I
Hold on. You
Yeah.
failed swim. How do you fail a swim test?
Well, I can show you, but basically you're supposed to swim. I think I was 10 years old. You're supposed to swim 2 full laps.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to swim with my head down.
Yeah.
So my head was above the water, I was gassing out, and I had asthma. So like a lap in, I was like, I'm done. Go to the side of the pool.
Yeah.
And super bummed. So now I'm in Oceanside and can't surf for 2 weeks and don't know what to do. And the next day I found a skateboard in my uncle's garage.
What kind of board do you remember?
It was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles board.
No
and so
way.
yeah, and I mean I don't know what brand or whatever, but
Yeah.
so and I just started rolling around doing tic tacs in the cul-de-sac up in Vista in my uncle's house, and realized I could kind of start tossing the board, and I learned to fakie shove it within a couple hours, and just it blew my mind. I don't know what it is about playing with a wooden toy, but something about yeah, it's like, oh, I want to do this thing, and then all of a sudden you did it. And so maybe it's this kind of non-directive play or self-set goal thing that just fires you up, and then it just completely hooked.
You're just like,
and
I'm done with it.
Yeah, for sure. And the irony of it is that moved to San Diego. I mean, moved to LA when I was 10 or 11, and it took me another 10 or 15 years. I joined the swim team at school and started swimming competitively, and then I finally got back into surfing. And so if you know how to skate, learning to surf is a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's just once you learn how to actually paddle out there and
it's
not.
It's the same as snowboarding too.
Yeah, it helps. Not failing a swim test helps as well. So.
I never heard anybody fail a swim test.
I know.
You're
It's,
first.
yeah,
Man.
I mean, it's weird. You think that if you fail a swim test, you drown.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
that's what
Well,
you think.
obviously you're alive.
Hey, I'm alive. We got I guess the crawling out of the side of the pool worked out.
Yeah,
But yeah, so surfing down here every day and skating every day as well.
And then when did you start getting more serious about it?
That's a good question. I mean, I think a lot of people fall in love with it, and you don't really know about the industry or anything like that. And I think those are kind of pure moments, which is nice when you're just with the board and exploring, and there's nothing, you're not trying to do anything. But somewhere around maybe 15 or 16 years old, I realized I was getting better at it, and I had a local skate park in LA, the Santa Monica Boys and Girls Club, and just skating every day. That became my third place. It was the place that I could go to just start to be myself. I played team sports, baseball and other stuff, but it wasn't until I didn't like taking orders from anybody. So
I'm the same way
right?
too.
I mean, and so you build something, and you built this, and same thing with skateboarding. So we built our little environment for ourselves and started getting some sponsors in the LA area and skating a lot out there. And way back in the day, I've been skating for 20 years now. And yeah, thanks, man. I tell kids this all the time when kids get all stoked on skating. I'm like, it only gets more fun.
Yeah.
Beware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first one's free. And so, yeah, just picked up some sponsors, had a lot of fun in LA. And
you remember the sponsors you picked up?
Yeah, I mean, Excel Skate Shop was my first sponsor, and then I kind of bounced around different skate shops in LA, Old Star, and then TJ Boarding House to this day, and Grind King way back in the day. So lots of kind of little sponsors, and I never really got into that zone where I was in the van on the trip. I was always kind of skating a ton, but doing something else. A lot of contests. I did a lot of contest skating when I was younger, and And then somewhere along the way, I met Chad Foreman. Again, Chad Foreman's, he's ubiquitous.
I grew
you
up
know
with
Chad
him.
and Bama Boys, right?
Yeah. We're Bama Boys, man.
That's right.
Well, he's Bama, I'm Florida.
You're Florida.
But we're kind of on
Been
the borderline.
grandfathered into Bama,
Yeah.
and he's in Florida. But he's my cousin, and he heard that I skated, and he's like, yeah, sure, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
all right,
skate.
whatever,
Yeah, we
whatever.
got. And so he came over to Christmas at my grandparents' house up on Hunsacker and brought a pink Zero grind rail. And I was so pumped. I was like, yes, grind rail, Christmas miracle. And so I start just going to town on it. And he's like, oh, man, you skate. You actually, you know, you dedicated to this. You're dedicated to this. And then he's like, you want to go see what we're working on? And I didn't really know. I'm like, oh, cool. He's kind of involved with Zero. And he brought me to the TF that they were just building. It was massive.
Dude, that park was beautiful.
It was, right? 20,000 square foot skate park. They were just building it, and he brought me through the warehouse, started like just dumping stuff in the shopping cart. And
You're just like,
oh, dude, like gnarliest Christmas moment ever.
You're like, you're my best cousin in the world, dude. You're my favorite.
I mean, you know, anybody who knows Shad, even if you're not his cousin, you're already the best cousin in the world to him, right? He's just the best people.
It's a Southern hospitality.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And so he and Chad built the Black Box, you know, with Jamie, Zero, Fallen, Mystery Slave, all that. And so I was on that camp for about 10 or 11 years, riding for Zero and Fallen, and then got into the skate park advocacy game. Our park got torn down in LA, and we got an opportunity to start advocating for a new space. And so that was kind of, instead of pro skate career, I was like, all right, well, let's volunteer for this. And I was in school and other things like that, and that's how Stoner Park got birthed. And so got tuned into skate park advocacy, and then through that met a ton of people, learned the trade for the most part of how to volunteer in your community for a skate park project. And we, after that, had the opportunity to legalize the West LA courthouse. So those were my two kind of civic engagements before
How do you feel about that?
Oh, stoked. I mean, it's sometimes things fall in your lap. Sometimes you work your ass off for things, and sometimes things fall in your lap, and sometimes both of those things kind of come together. And
I was stoked they did that, because I mean, I remember skating there, and it's like you had to skate, looking back,
right?
Grab your board,
you
run.
know where the exits are.
Yeah.
Totally. It's a legendary spot, and so many people have claim to that spot for so many reasons. But to have a small part in it is, even Stoners on the TV right now. I'm like, it's rad seeing people get stoked on some weird volunteer project you did. And
I think that's awesome.
And then I was skating in LA and met Amelia Brodka. And
that's your wife now, right?
She's my wife now,
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny. The first time I met her, first time I saw her was in not Santa Cruz. What is that park?
Which one?
It's got the huge full pipe and the giant, huge wall ride.
I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about.
This is my job. I should know what the name of this
should
park
know
is.
this stuff, man.
But anyway, first time I saw Amelia, I was standing at the top of this full pipe. It's like a 35-foot diameter full pipe, and I'm like, oh, who's this girl? Oh, and I've been snaked. Like, just
You're like,
she snaked me right away.
So your future wife snaked you?
Yeah.
Or your wife now?
Before we even met. Yeah.
You still tell her
I was
about
like,
that?
oh, all right. Yeah, for sure. I give her shit for it all the time. And so I didn't know her. I was like, oh, all right, respect. Just I hesitated for a second, and you took it, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And she's just ripping, blasting stalefishes in the deep.
Like this,
and
like, damn, okay.
I was like, all right, cool. And then we actually met at Combi years later.
Okay.
And just kind of started chatting a little bit, and I liked her vibe, and she ripped, and I kind of internet stalked her a little bit. I was like, who is this woman that rips and super nice and cordial and clearly really smart? And she was doing this documentary at the time, and
which one?
This is the Underexposed documentary about women in skateboarding.
Yeah, I remember
how to
that one.
kind of take your opportunity and build it for yourself and create your path.
That was
in the industry.
that was a good documentary.
Yeah, it's really good. I
definitely
still enjoy watching it to this day. It's super inspiring for anybody in skateboarding. And that's the lesson. The funny thing is, that's kind of the lesson I missed. Yeah. In growing up, wanting to be a pro skater was.
Well, you got to think about when we were growing up, it was different. I grew up. I started skating like in '84, '83.
Right.
So it's way different. It is now.
Totally.
You know?
Different opportunities and everything.
Because we were basically like, you got to learn yourself. You know what I mean? Like that was it.
Exactly. And I think the learning yourself is going to always be consistent. People are going to try to give you pointers, but finding your way in the industry, because there wasn't a lot. The whole documentary premise is that there wasn't a lot of support for the women in the industry, and the women are ripping. And so I basically learned that lesson of, no, you gotta make the call the photographer, call the videographers. And we were making our own videos, but the sponsors that I had, I never felt like I was in the van, right?
Yeah.
And I'd make the call, but her documentary was, look, if you want to make a space for yourself in the industry, don't be afraid to make the call. Call up the staff photographer, call up True Skateboard Mag, let them know you got something you want to do, let's go do this, you know? And so anyway, fell in love with her, we started chatting over the internet, and because she lived in San Diego and I lived in LA, and
so you only had that little commute, you could take the train, go back and forth.
I'd be like, oh, that's so weird, I'm skating the Encinitas vert ramp today too.
Oh,
for no reason. It's 2 hours away.
I got stalking you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty funny because she, she's so smart. She was like, yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're doing.
Yeah, and thankfully I think she liked me too, and so. But I mean, hey, there was no vert ramp in LA at the time. There's still no vert ramp in LA. If you want to get a vert ramp in LA, talk to me and let's make it happen.
Dude, that's weird. There's no vert ramp in LA.
It's weird. Vert is the best. It's so fun. It's a big infrastructure and it's gnarly. There's very little access you can't like be a little kid and show up to a vert ramp and say, all right, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I think we can all look back to how many hours we spent on the deck,
looking down,
being a good skater and still being like, nope,
I'm not going
to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
why isn't the vert in the Olympics this year? Why or next year? Why aren't they doing it next year?
Why aren't they doing it?
Yeah.
I think it has to do with access.
Really?
I think it's because you can have skate parks. Mm-hmm. There are more skate parks than vert ramps, and a lot of skate parks don't build vert ramps because it's hard to build vert ramps out of concrete.
Yeah.
And right now, skate parks are getting better and better and better. We're in the the technological revolution.
I remember when the first skate park got built in Pensacola, and it was like,
right.
We had Morrow Grove as a YMCA, so that's what we skated.
Now this is interesting because, and so Floridians, am I saying that right? Floridians,
yeah, you're saying it right.
You guys think that the first skate park was in Florida. Yeah. Some people in central and northern California think the first skate park was up there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not there. I'm sorry, Carlsbad Park.
Carlsbad, yeah.
I think, but we were doing some research on this the other day at the Tony Hawk Foundation, and just kind of, when I say research, like at this point we were just kind of looking whatever we could find in terms of, somebody dropped a hint about the first actual skate park being somewhere in Arizona. We found an old newspaper article, it was like
we ain't gonna get the Zonies.
I know you're not gonna give me any
Zonies.
ground on this.
I'll go to California or Florida, but Zonies no.
I know, and it's funny because and they said like, oh, we're gonna do a skating demonstration. We have a slalom course and this and that, and we looked at the photos. And it was like a flat pathway.
That's not a skate park.
That's not a skate park. I'm going to stick with that. So I think it's Florida.
Is Kona the oldest one?
No, I think it's... Or
was it Stone Edge? Because I grew up with Kona. Kona's still there, but Stone Edge used to be...
those are all long-standing skate parks. Yeah. Kona is probably one of the oldest
one in Florida.
Oldest in Florida at this point. Yeah. So, there's a colorful and relatively subjective history of skate parks and where they originated. So, but at this point, we see people, they're happening all over the country. Every couple of weeks, somebody's opening a new concrete skate park.
That's
and
awesome.
It's super rad, yeah.
Dude, it shows that skateboarding, like when we were growing up, skateboarding was like no skate parks at all.
Yeah,
you had
exactly.
to hit the streets. That's what I had. We had Morrow Grove and stuff like that and everything back in Pensacola. But we still skate in the streets.
Right.
And still get harassed by cops. And still do all that stuff, And it's cool that this generation or this millennium, what do you want to say, that have skate parks to skate.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think they don't understand that, like, hey, back in the day, we had a run.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And street skating's never going to die.
No,
it's not going anywhere.
No.
In fact, I feel like street skating, it makes park skating that much sweeter, and the new... larger access we're still super far behind.
The only thing I was trying to figure out is how these buildings, these people put skate stoppers. They don't understand it's such a hazardous. It really is.
It is, yeah. And hold on to this because the Hollywood high banks have been knobbed.
I heard.
Which is such a bummer. We drove by the other day, and I was like, why are you knobbing the banks out in front of this school? Nobody cares.
No.
So, I mean, if you go to Hollywood High or you want to legalize this spot, hit up the Tony Hawk Foundation. Maybe we can help you.
Yeah.
That's one of those rare spaces where, like the LA Courthouse, that it's a great spot. It's known worldwide. It's not really going to get anybody's way if you legalize it and just maybe make some accessible hours, right?
Yeah.
Like let's make an agreement with the school and figure out what's appropriate.
After 5 o'clock.
Yeah, on the weekends, nobody's there. We're hopping the fence there anyway.
I mean, I don't understand why they would do like skate style a bank.
It's a really good spot. That's why. You know what I mean? People want to skate there.
They would be assholes and like, oh, you know what?
Yeah, just make it easy. It's kind of a passive resistance towards skateboarding, which is, it's better than an active resistance.
I mean,
so,
I've seen them putting blocks like right here.
Full.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
lines. They're pretty creative about it.
They don't understand that still humans can still get hurt on that. You know,
it makes it's oddly more treacherous at that point because they're still going to skate it.
I mean, yeah, exactly. They just knock it off.
I like seeing when there's I like seeing when there's like a chest high, shoulder high ledge and there are knobs on it.
Yes.
And they're like, Tiago's coming to this ledge. We're
gonna skate stop that.
Yeah, exactly.
I see rails. I see spots where like rails are like there's no room, but it's still skate stopping.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna skate.
Nobody's gonna skate it. I tell you, it's funny. Skateboarding, skater's advantage. It's all about being adaptable. So I used to think that just put a kink at the bottom, be fine. Nope, people skate. You're skating through that now. Put those yellow bumps on the top. Nope, they're gonna ollie over it.
Those are worst.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
damn. Well, thankfully, there's at the Tony Hawk Foundation now. If you have a desire to better the skateboarding access in your community, hit us up. We'll help you out.
Okay. And where can people go to on that?
TonyHawkFoundation.org.
Okay.
Yeah, or skatepark.org.
Okay.
And the whole thing we do, and that was the story I was about to tell earlier, is that I was at Amelia invited me to come skate Tony's ramp, and I was like, yes, of course, I would love to. And ran into Peter Whitley there, who's the program's director of the Tony Hawk Foundation. He wrote the book on skate parks. He's just legendary in the industry. And he basically said, hey, do you know anybody who can do this, this, and this? Like, do you know who has skate park advocacy experience? We're looking for somebody. And I was kind of like, I like to throw my hat in there, and that's how I got. Yeah, exactly. Serendipity and just putting yourself out there. So.
Oh yeah, and that's the best way to do it. If you want to get in the industry or far in the industry, you got to put yourself out there.
Totally.
And let people know who you are, and not be that cool guy, but just know who you are.
Yeah. Don't be the cool guy. Just be cool.
Yeah. Just be nice.
Cool, man.
Just be relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say that I'm always as cool as I'd like to be, but
you're a cool guy.
Well,
not in a bad way, but a good way.
No, yeah. I mean, it's you get these opportunities to meet these people. Like even still with Tony, he's as rad as you could possibly hope he would be, and I'm still like hi Tony. Like, just kind of trying not to be awkward, but he's super rad and so supportive. And
anything new going on with you?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Tony, he just surprised me with a pro board on Birdhouse. And,
Congratulations,
thanks, man.
Congratulations. And your part was sick too.
Thanks, man. He just helped produce that in secret because I basically had this pile of footage that I was sitting on. After I moved down here, I kind of parted ways with some sponsors in LA, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get a job and just kind of get my roots to where I want them to be. And I had this pile of footage, and Amelia's like, dude, you got to send that to Tony. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Like, what if he doesn't like it? And, because I grew up Tony on the wall, like everybody else for the most part, and so there's again putting yourself out there. And she's like, just send it to him. And so I sent it to him, kind of like, hey, I've been a Birdhouse lifer, which is true. First couple birds,
Santos, Jeremy Klein, all those guys.
The end, everything. And so I sent it to him, and he's like, it basically started the conversation, and he's like, all right, if you want to do this, you got this much time to film, which was great because it kind of lit a fire under my ass to get back into filming mode, and started skating a lot. Went out to Rincon with Tyler, and did a bunch of stuff around here, stuff that I wanted to do for years, and he put it together and surprised me at Black Plague Brewing one night with a surprise premiere. I walked in and just 100 of the homies, Amelia organized it with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just one of those things that you see people get the surprise pro thing, and you're like, I wish someday that would happen, and I wish that I would deserve it.
And that's your pro board right there?
Yeah, this is it, and super stoked. It's hard to see, but it's a Brian Romero graphic. He does a lot of Birdhouse and Baker stuff.
And where can you get that at?
Oh, you can go to birdhouse.com, go to the website, or your local skate shop, and all the proceeds from this board go to the Tony Hawk Foundation. And,
so you hear that, guys? Right here. Support the homie, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, great board. What's rad is it's now, I mean, it's funny, I started skating this, and Mickey Vukovic, the executive director at the THF, also a legend, he was like, yeah, so is that like wearing your own band's t-shirt? And I was like, it is, but I'm going to do that. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's super, I'm just over the moon stoked. You work for something or you have a goal for 20 years, and you kind of, at this point, I kind of let it go, and I was like, I'm very happy just trying to contribute to skateboarding with doing weird NBDs and stuff like that. But Tony gave me an opportunity and really...
I'm stoked for you, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm super stoked.
I'm happy that everything going good for you, you know what I mean?
Thanks,
like
man.
from getting married to having your own pro board, dropping an awesome video, being a Tony Hawk Foundation.
Thanks, brother.
Dude, you're killing it,
I'm
dude.
stoked. Thanks, Tommy.
So you ready to check out Victoria Ruesga?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, coming up is Victoria, dude.
All right.
Thanks for
Tommy.
coming out,
Appreciate it, brother.
Hell yeah,
Thank you.
dude. You're killing it, bro. Thank you. Victoria, how you doing?
Good, dude. Thank you for having me.
Welcome coming down.
Thank you.
Driving from LA.
Yep.
So I can't say you brought the weather down here.
Yeah, I did. It was pretty cleared up there, so yeah, I'm sorry. I brought it with me.
It's all
Brought the
good.
rain.
It's all good, dude. No worries. It looks like the sun's coming out a little bit.
Yeah, it's been peeking out here and there, yeah.
So let's get into the interview. So tell us a little about you. What got you into skateboarding? Where you from? Everything?
I was born in Oceanside, actually, like Escondido area.
Okay.
I moved up to LA in the Valley when I was about 6, 7, turning 7.
Okay.
And it was just a wrap from there. Well, actually, not from there. If
from there.
we're gonna be specific,
let's be specific now.
when I was a kid, maybe like 5, 6-ish, my mom took me to this. It might have been like the Downtown Showdown. It was some event on the beach, and there was skating happening. Well, they were setting up like ramps and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like that's tight. Like I want to do that. I didn't know what it was or anything, but I couldn't actually like. It was for like the event was next week or something.
Yeah.
And I couldn't skate like that right then and there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like stupid. Like it's right. Like the setup is right here. Like someone gave me a board and let me get in there, but I couldn't eventually. But she got me a little board, like teeny little mini board.
Do you remember what kind it was?
It was a little like plain orange, and it had like a little skater guide, probably like Tony Hawk Foundation board or something. And it was so small. And she took me back next week so I could get in there, and
You fell in love with this?
Yeah. Like I didn't know what I was doing. Just walked up in there like a little kid. like what up, guys? Like, but everyone was really polite. They were like, get out of her way. Like move. Like there's a little ass girl in here. Like watch out.
They're like, oh, don't mess with her now.
Yeah, they were like looking out for me. And that was like my first experience of skateboarding. Like,
And that was in LA, right?
That was out here.
Oh,
right
down here?
Oceanside Beach, yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe a couple months later, we moved out to LA.
Okay.
And I skated around with my little homies on the block or whatever. And for the longest time, I didn't even know skate parks were a thing. Like, we'd find like old furniture people would throw out and like make ramps and stuff out of them, and like car hoods, anything you could think of.
Seriously, so you would grind up a car hood and pop out? Or?
No, like we found car hoods off the ground. Like I don't know why, but they were just on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And we just set them up and like launch off them.
Dude,
make them like launch ramps. Yeah.
And then you have like an old couch sitting right there and launch
over the couch. Yeah,
dude,
like
that's awesome,
in the street, and we would have to move everything when the car would pass.
And what part of LA was this?
San Fernando Valley, North Hollywood.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then so that's what got you more and more into skateboarding, and then.
Yeah, pretty much just like skating with my friends, and then in like 7th grade, I think it was, they opened North Hollywood Park, and that was a wrap. Like it was done. I learned how to fit. Like I didn't even know like you could grind things and you could do that. I would just think like you just jump off of stuff.
You're like the Evil Knievel.
Yeah, like you just jump off
a woman in
things.
Knievel. You're like, boom! I'm gonna do a stale fish off of this little Carl hood over the couch and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Like I knew like you could flip your board and you can jump off of things, but I had no idea like you could grind and do all these sick stuff.
And then you just got more inspired into it after North Hollywood opened up. Then you start skating with all like the good skate, like the pros will roll in, and then like they inspire you. And
Yeah, for a long time, for like a year and a half, that park was so popping. It was almost annoying, but
You're like, oh, I'm out of here.
No, but not really. Now that like, cause I was a little kid, you know,
Yeah.
it's not like I knew better. Like, there's too much people in this park. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
No, I was just like, this is sick. Look at all these skaters. So I was introduced to like a lot of cool pros. Like I was there when Corey Kennedy turned pro. They did it at NoHo. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I mean, definitely that the move from here to LA, I think, has a big influence in where I am now.
Yeah, and help you out more, got more into skateboarding.
Yeah.
And then your sponsors, and then you got sponsored by Baker. How did that happen?
I worked at Valsurf.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I heard of Valsurf. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, a little family-owned
Yeah.
shop. It's the best.
Love Valsurf.
I snagged a job there because I got my first like real skateboard there.
Do you remember what kind?
It was a Valsurf board.
Okay.
And so I got that, and that was just my shop for forever, you know. And then they're kind of like not strict about hiring people, but it's like
It's like a club kind of. Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, that sounds weird, but like you gotta know your stuff, and you're gonna be working with these people. You gotta be likable.
Yeah.
And also it's very tight knit. So once you work for them, you're set. Not set, but like you're gonna have a job for a while.
You can be there for like 50 years old and still working.
Absolutely, yeah. So once I that was like my shop. I was a shop kid growing up.
Yeah.
And then once I turned 18, it was a wrap. I quit. I was working at Panda Express.
No way.
I quit my job.
Hold on. You quit your skate shop job to work at Panda Express?
No, dude. Never. I was working at a high school. I was working at Panda Express for like a month or something. It was the worst.
So they're like this, what do you want? You want sweet sour chicken? You want rice? You want noodles?
Yeah, I was serving, dude, and people were so rude. Because, people are hungry, whatever.
They get a little hangry and they look at you and be like, hey, I want some food.
After like a month, I was like, dude, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
And I remember I was skating to Val, quitting my job. I was like, yo, I don't think I could come in today or ever. I'm good. I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. I'm 18. I'm out. And then I walked in and I was like, yo, I quit my job right now, so you have to hire. I give you no choice. Hire me now. And obviously, they know I've been around for like a long time.
They know who you are.
It was like not like weird, but no, they were like, for sure, let's do it.
You rolled in there like a boss. You're like, I quit my job, so that means you guys have to hire me.
More like I was like, yo, I finally quit my job. I'm 18. Let's do this. I know you've been waiting for this. And that was like 5 years ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
So back to the story.
Yeah.
So I was working there, and all those dudes come in all the time, multiple times a week.
Like Reynolds and all those Theos and all those guys.
Yeah, I need smaller wheels. My wheelbase is they're kooky. My wheelbase is too small. So we eventually became homies or whatever. And then one day, the TM, his name is Jay.
Yeah, I know he is.
And Reynolds came in, and they were congregating in a corner. I didn't but at this point it was maybe a year into my job or whatever.
Yeah.
So it wasn't I was like, oh my God, they're over there. It was just whatever.
You weren't fanning out.
No. I mean,
a little bit you were, just a little bit.
Not really. Because they're in there all the time.
Yeah.
And I had known Jay prior, from skating around.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was a TM. He's been a TM for a long time,
I think ever since Reynolds and all them came on board, I think that long.
Maybe, but I just knew him as the nice guy in black, at the skate park, because he would always just like I would always see him, and he's like, oh, that's sick, like
Yeah.
rad, like just be a nice guy. So they're like congregating in the corner, and I'm like behind the counter or whatever, and they're like, hey. I'm like, what? And they're like, we're gonna start giving you baker boards.
You're like, what?
And I'm like, okay. And they're like, okay. And they just like walk out. It was so like exactly
Yeah.
like okay. And they walk out.
What was your heart pounding when they said that?
Kinda sort of. I'm like, rad, because the way they were about it, it was so like nonchalant and easy. So I was like, okay, let me just reciprocate with these dudes real quick.
Make sure they're being for real.
Okay, cool. And then they walk out, like slowly make the way out, and then I'll never forget. Andrew was like, all right, like Baker Deathwish for life, and they just leave. I'm like, okay. I look over at like the main reg, and now the girls, they're just like, okay, and, like that was the vibe.
So all the girls now are fanning out on you, like, oh.
Nah, never. Nah. Even then, they're like, Andrew's here again. Can you come get like something for him? I'm like, yeah, don't worry. So yeah, it was all very easy, very quickly. And then one of the guys who works at Baker Boy's name is Steve, and he lives across the street from Val.
Yeah.
So he would just like bring my boxes
That's
at
awesome.
the end of work. Yeah. So it all just kind of worked out.
And then you have other sponsors too, or?
I get shoes from Adidas.
Okay.
Paul Shire sends me shoes.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's so sick.
Super nice guy,
He's
dude.
the nicest guy, and he's so good at skating.
Oh.
I can watch him forever.
I mean, he just kills it, dude. It's like, whoa, Paul Shear, man. That's
Wow, whoa
exactly.
is the word. Yeah, he's just so smooth with it.
And then so you get Adidas, and what else you do?
That's it.
That's it? That's
Yeah.
good. And then you're actors too, huh? So how did this all come about, dude?
Yeah, it was very random.
Did someone would you watch did you go to like a Shark Tank or something to watch your homies get into it or something? Or Okay, this is a funny story. My homie Mikey Alfred, he's really into he's the bee's knees, man. He's a businessman for sure. Yeah. Is he your agent?
I wish he was my agent, man. No way. He's too busy to be my agent. He created Illegal Civ.
Okay.
And he man, dude, he's just a man. He's a businessman. He's a skateboarder. He's an entrepreneur. He's like and he started off as a filmer, filming for skating. So Mikey helped on mid-90s. He co-directed it almost because I don't know why, but I'm glad he did. Actually, Jonah saw him and he was like, "You're Mikey Alfred," and Mikey was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, you're Jonah Hill."
And he's probably like fanning out too. So
yeah, and I guess he knew of him already and wanted it on board.
Yeah.
So he helped out on that, and he called me. A lot of my homies are all already in it, like big roles in it.
Yeah.
So I already knew of it, and I was stoked because the little boy Ruben in the movie.
He actually skates.
Yep. Shouts out to Gio. That's my son, dude. I raised that kid.
Oh, you did?
That's my kid, dude. Like, love that boy. He, when I found out he was about to be in it, I was jumping for joy, dude. Because little valley kid from North Hollywood, you're about to be in a movie, like. You're 14 years old.
And it's a big movie too.
Huge movie.
Yeah.
Like I was just stoked, and so Mikey hits me up one day, and he's like, "Yo, I'm working on mid-90s. I need a girl skater. I need you tomorrow."
You're like, "Oh shit."
I was like, "Of course, dude. Say no more. Like you're the homie." I didn't know how big it was.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw Gons that day. It was so sick. But he had hit me up. I did some background stuff for 2 days, and then so boom. So that was like my intro.
Yeah. So that was your first time.
That was
very first time in a movie, huh?
Mhm.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Like just going something that you've never done before. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It was pretty cool. And we just shot at the courthouse. I was just skating around.
No, I'm gonna rewatch it and try to see if I catch you skating through.
I don't think you could even see me, but it's all good. I got paid, got the experience.
You made that cash. That's about it.
But So then a year passes or whatever, and I get this. I don't know why I didn't have Mikey's number saved, but I didn't have Mikey's number saved.
You hear that? You better hit her up.
No, he knows now.
He knows now?
He knows now. So I get this text, and it's like, yo, I got this audition for you. Like, I think it would be really good for you. It's here at this time, at this location. I'm gonna email you a script. So there's this random number and this random location.
And you're like, well, who's this?
And audition, and I'm just like, this is so sketchy. Like, I'm gonna pull up to this address and get murdered. Like, I'm not gonna go.
Murder or walk in and be some like crazy adult thing or something. You know?
Oh yeah, that.
Especially in LA.
I didn't even think of that. But I was like, no way, I'm gonna get killed right now. So I just disregarded the whole thing. And I think a couple days passed, and I just checked my email because it was time to check my email, and I see like it's like an email and a script from Mikey Alfred, and he's like, "You're Ryan," and I'm like, "Oh my God, dude!" Like, Mikey just finished making this awesome movie. Who God knows what he's working on right now, and and of course it's the day of the interview, the time of the interview, like it was at like 3:30. It's 3 o'clock, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, I just thought, like, I tarnished this man's name. I just made him look so bad. I didn't even care about the interview, about the audition. I just, like, I felt so bad. I just thought I just made him look so horrible. So I texted him back. I was like, yo, like, so I didn't have your number saved. I thought you were gonna kill me. Like, I just basically just told him the whole thing, like, in text. And he was like, yo, like, no, like, wow, save my number right now. And I think he screenshotted the text that I sent to him and sent it to the casting director. And she was like, she seems like something, like bring her in tomorrow.
Pretty legit, bring her in. Dude.
Yeah, so he like set it up for me the next day, and I went in, and and that's
awesome.
how it went. Yeah, I just did the audition, and I saw like the people, other girls and stuff who auditioned for my part, and I've never done this before, but I could kind of tell, like, that ain't it. You know, like, that ain't it. Like, you look like, man, these girls look so gnarly.
Like Barbie dolls, right?
Yeah, like they were actors, and they were going to act like a skater.
Oh,
they just look so gnarly.
You can't do that.
Like their outfits.
You seen the old movies, the old skate movies that people come out with, and they're like awful acting movies, you know?
It was really gnarly. I'm sure maybe the audition went well, you know. I wasn't in the other room, but
hey, at least you made it, right?
I made it, yeah. But they just look like so, like, kind of like foolish. Like, I'm just like, ooh, that ain't it, girl.
I've seen some skate movies with some actors that try to act like skaters, and it's like,
it's
ooh,
just like it's not the same. It. But then again, like, I can't knock their hustle because that's their career, you know. Their career is to act like somebody else.
Yeah.
That just wasn't it for them, though.
Well, you got to think about it, like, you know, you got Jason Lee, who's big time actor. Then Steve Barrett was an actor for a little bit. So I mean, it was cool. Like, a lot of the movies hired skateboarders because, you know, we are kind of an actor. You know, we're out there skating the streets. We're kind of like doing our thing, you know. So I mean, for what you're doing now, that's amazing, dude. Like,
thank you.
And so you're in a new movie that just came out, Booksmart, right?
Booksmart, yeah. It came out May 24th.
Yeah. And so tell us a little about it.
Booksmart is about. So yeah, I'm in a movie called Booksmart. It follows these two teen girls. They're about to graduate high school, named Molly and Amy. They're really like to the books, you know. They really buy the book. Really good at school. They really want to go far. They care about their career and whatnot. They come to find out that the cool kids or whatever, like the jocks, the skaters, like the little...
we're cool kids?
Dude, dude, we made it. We're cool.
We made it, dude. We made that shit finally since, damn, that's long. Finally,
we're in there. Booksmart makes sure of it. That these kids, like these little party kids or whatever, they're also getting into really good schools. And they also excel and have good grades, but they just don't flaunt it.
Yeah.
And they're not down with that.
Yeah,
well, at least Molly's not down with it. Amy's kind of like, you know?
They're like, hey, I'm cool. I'm going to get in it.
It's okay. Like, good for them. But Molly's like, no. I've worked my whole life for this. Like, there is no way that they could be going to the same school as us. We're gonna show them that we're just as cool as they are.
Yeah.
And like, we're just as badass or whatever you want to call it. And their goal is to go out and party I guess the only time that they've ever done, but the one night before they graduate.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, and then. And Amy's gay, so it's with the times these days.
So what's your role in the movie?
My role, I'm just chilling, dude.
Just chilling?
I'm Ryan. She's just a little skater girl. Cause high school has a lot of like cliques.
Yeah.
In the movie, you can
and it
see,
still does. And regular high school does too, you know.
In the movie, there's like drama kids, and then there's like the jock kids, and there's like the pretty popular girls or whatever. I'm cool with everyone. Like, I could just ride my board to any table and I'm chilling. But also, I'm Amy's love interest. So in the very beginning of the movie, I tell her, like, yo, come to this party. It'll be awesome. And that's kind of like where they grab, like, oh, Ryan's going to be at this party.
They're like, oh, I got to go hang out with her.
Yeah. Like, you can go bang Ryan while we go show these kids how cool we are. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like their night and how they get there and what they go through and
that's awesome.
How they grow, yeah.
And Will Ferrell's one of the producers, and then that's her name?
Olivia,
sorry.
Olivia Wilde.
60 my hay on me on that one. So how was it working with those guys?
It was awesome. Olivia Wilde, it was actually her first time directing.
Really?
Yeah, dude. She nailed it. She killed it. She's the best. You would think Olivia Wilde and you think like, oh, this super hot supermodel, like 10-foot tall woman. She is 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
And she is super hot, whatever. But she's just so mellow, dude.
Yeah.
She's so chill. Like she's just like talking to the homie, you know? Like she's so mellow. I mean, I'm not gonna say she's not intimidating, but
were you first fan out? Was that the first time you fanned out with her, or what? Knowing who she was?
I didn't know who she was. She was at my audition, but she was at my audition.
Sweating? Were your palms sweating?
Nah, dude. She was at my audition like this, like sitting on the couch and sweats like this. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm comfortable right now.
Yeah.
Yes, like she was mellow. And she knew that it was my first film or first run at any of this stuff, really. So she really worked with me, I feel like a little more, like at my pace, you know. But nah, dude, she's the best. I'm so proud of her.
And how was the cast? You got to hang out with the cast
afterwards? They're awesome, dude. Yeah. It's a really, really big cast. It's really big and really diverse. The thing about this movie is they didn't choose the actors based on their resumes.
Okay.
Obviously, because I don't have one.
You got a resume once.
I got a little something on there.
You got one little thing on there.
But I think that's where Mycah came in a lot. I'm not sure who else they hit up for casting, but they really just wanted to make it feel authentic and make sure that everyone who goes to see the movie could relate to someone in the movie. Because there's like me, Mycah, little skater kids, whatever, and then there's Amy, who's this like super radical lesbian chick. And then there's Molly, who's her best friend, who just excels in everything. My bad, buddy.
Oh, that was good. He's just chilling.
But really, when you go in and watch the movie, no matter who you are, you're gonna take something from it. I think she made it a point to make sure, like.
Oh, I mean, because in high school, when we were all growing up, it was all different cliques and different things. You got the Barbies, and you got the jocks, and you got this and that and everything. So.
Especially this day and age, dude. Kids are mean.
Oh yeah,
they're so mean.
Oh, social media.
Social media will ruin your life.
Exactly. That's why you gotta be careful what you do and say on social media.
Yeah, I think it'll just. The main thing that I hope people take from this movie is don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
It sounds so cliche, like Booksmart, don't judge a book by its cover. but it's true. Like you don't know what that next person's going through or what they've been through or what, you know.
Definitely.
And you'll see if you see the movie.
Oh no, I'm definitely. I'm gonna go see it. Probably like this weekend. Actually, I'll probably Thursday. I think I'm free on Thursday. I'm gonna go check it out on Thursday.
Get there, dude. Yeah.
And did you get to meet Will Ferrell or what?
Yeah, he wasn't.
How was that, dude?
He wasn't on set a lot, but I did see him at the LA premiere. We sat right next to each other.
No way.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool, dude.
Were you nervous? Like, oh, that's Will Ferrell, dude.
It was a year into this stuff, so by then it was like you just gotta swallow your nerves and just do it because this is what you did, you know. Like he produced the movie. I can't fan out on him.
You can't be like
we're business partners.
but did he know who you were and everything? And
I'm
stuff?
sure. Yeah. He's just like, good job, thank you.
That's awesome, dude.
But don't let it get overshined because Jessica Elbaum actually produced the movie, not Will Ferrell.
Oh, really?
But they're boys, you know, they're homies.
Yeah.
He has a production company called Gary Sanchez.
Okay. Oh,
Gloria Sanchez
yes.
is who produced the movie, and it's like their branch. It's the women's branch.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so yeah, he's in there, you know, he contributed,
it's cool.
but he doesn't get all the credit.
Oh, okay.
Jessica Elbaum.
Well, you got anything future coming up? Anything good coming up?
Dude, I hope. I signed my soul off to SAG the other day.
Uh-oh.
So hopefully that'll bring me something.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, right. And then just skating. I'm trying to film for a part. Baker 4 is gonna come out soon.
Oh yeah. Anything good coming up? Anything got good?
I hope so, dude. I've been giving them clips. Hopefully it's something worthwhile, you know.
One more question. How do you feel skating? Like you're on Baker, and Lisa Steamer's back on Baker.
Dude, I can't even tell you.
How's that feel, dude? You know she's a legend. Like she's to me, she's like the. I mean, there's other women skaters too, but for her,
she's the end all be all.
She's the one that put the women skaters on the map.
She's the one. I
mean, don't get me wrong. There's other amazing women skaters back in the days and stuff, but Lisa Steamer, going out there just.
She's the one.
The reason I have a lot of respect for her because she stepped up into. I don't want to hate saying it, a man's world of skateboarding.
I feel you, yeah.
And she stepped in there and like, you know what? I'm a woman and I'm gonna throw myself down a set of stairs.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna boop. You know, like I'm not gonna dress up all fancy and this and that. I'm gonna wear t-shirt, jeans. I'm gonna skate.
Yeah, that's.
I have a lot of respect for that.
I'm so glad you brought that up. She's the bee's knees. She's the best, and she doesn't care about nothing.
No.
Like
she'll party hard with you.
She does not care, dude. Like yeah, I'm the first woman skater, and yeah, I'm still getting paid off this Tony Hawk game, but what about it? Like,
but you know what? I can still go out there and do a fakie tray flip, no problem.
She's so sick, and she's just authentic, dude. Like I'm honored to be able to.
And now you coming out of a video part with her too.
Dude, I hope so, man. I hope so.
That's badass,
She's
dude.
the best.
That's badass.
She's like, I try not to make it a big deal, like about the whole women's thing.
Yeah.
Because when I started skating when I was
There's so much politics
7 years old, you know. I was a skater. I still am a skater. Like I don't care if you're a girl or a boy.
No, you're a skateboarder.
You're a skateboarder.
If you can cruise down the street and push on wheels, you're a skater.
Yeah,
you know
straight
what I mean?
up. Like I knew this was gonna get brought up. Like I think it's cool now that like there's more girls than ever before, and people like this always gets brought up. But it's like, dude, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it's awesome. I support girl skaters 100%, dude.
I think it's cool.
I mean,
think,
there's some that are kind of like, you're getting it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying who, but there is some that like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's those, that for sure. And people are like, dude, like, doesn't that bother you? No, fully doesn't bother me. Like, they have, what, 100 million followers on Instagram. What's Instagram? Do you want to see the contacts in my phone?
You
Like,
want to see me skate down the street and do what I do at NoHo? Come check me out, dude.
Yeah, like, it's all
Wait till you see
good.
my Baker part.
Yeah, man. Like,
That's how you gotta tell. Look, wait till my Baker part.
well, now I gotta have expectations now.
Now you do.
No, I'm just kidding.
Now you do.
But it's cool. Like, if you want to start skating, start skating. I don't care if you're a girl, if you're a boy, if you're 50, if
dog.
you're a dog, like whatever. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons,
Yeah,
that's cool. If
that's
you're doing
awesome.
it for an aesthetic, get out of my way.
To get the social medias up there.
Yeah, like that's
Blow it out of the
that's
way,
not
dude.
gonna get you far, and the real ones are gonna realize.
Exactly. The real one's gonna stand, definitely. Well, thank you for coming on. And hold on, we got a trailer.
Yo, yeah, peep the
Booksmart trailer, dude.
trailer.
You ready? Let's check this out real quick.
Amy, you've been out for 2 years and you've never kissed a girl.
I really don't know what I'm doing with all that stuff.
I have a secret for you. I once tried to masturbate with an electric toothbrush, but I got a horrible UTI.
Yeah.
Like, horrible.
I wish that would have been a secret, but you've mentioned it many, many times.
Oh shit. Are we gonna go to school or?
Nope.
What's 2 + 2?
Isn't it crazy that it's the last day of school?
Are you kidding me, Samantha?
She's got a really cute smile.
Go talk to her.
Oh, sorry.
Sharp elbows, not as sharp as your chin.
What?
It's the last day. We got you through high school.
I need to go over the end of the year budget numbers.
Can't we just graduate, head off to college? That should do it, right?
We will persist.
I can't hear you. I can't soundproof glass.
We have to go to a party tonight.
What?
Nobody knows that we are fun. We didn't party because we wanted to focus on school and get into good colleges.
And it worked.
But the irresponsible people who partied also got into those colleges.
I'm incredible at hand jobs, but I also got a 1560 on the SATs.
We haven't done anything. We haven't broken any rules.
Name one person whose life was so much better because they broke a couple of rules.
Picasso.
He broke art rules.
Rosa Parks.
Name another
Susan B. Anthony.
God damn it.
Picture this, I'm a bag of put me to your lips.
Hand sanitizer.
Check.
Chapstick.
Check.
Mace. Listen, it is very important that you keep the safe.
Oh! There's something on! Don't touch your eyes!
Tonight is your night.
What is this?
We ask the questions!
Oh my God, how old are you?
Does not matter!
Well, it seems excessive. Shotgun. Just kidding. I don't have one.
Don't say we're having a date night.
Why, it's funny your parents think we're boning.
What you two have is special.
We are gonna show each other how much we care about each other.
We'll probably just do a Korean face mask.
I don't need to know all the words.
Victoria, thanks for coming on, girl.
Dude, thank you.
Congratulations to everything. Stick around. We're gonna you want to jam out with Dulaney and company?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see them.
Oh hell yeah, let's do this.
Thanks, dude.
I get the notion you're running out of me. I don't feel anything but free. Yeah. I get the notion I'm over it. Yeah. 'Cause all I want is to forget. Still yesterday seemed too far behind. I could have never predicted what you pulled this time. You keep pulling me in with that sweet charm, and I can't break free. Oh, you know I'm unarmed. Though I don't have a shred of evidence, everything I know found it giving you each chance. I'm not even quite sure it's worth it for the memory, but they got this little